back. Today we're gonna be decluttering and reorganizing my bookshelves. The idea was to organize by genre, but because my favorites are all different genres, it didn't work out, so we're just gonna go with the flow. As I declutter, I'm gonna be writing down all of my unread books so that I can do a read it or unhaul it series on the channel where I'll be picking out a book out of a jar randomly and forcing myself to either read it or declutter it. Okay, so these are all of my books. I think I'm gonna sort them into genres first, just to kind of have an idea of how many I have from each, and then decide what I'm gonna do with the rest of them. I also want to create here like a little bit of an area so that I can sit down and film and have that as a background. Books, since those are like illustrated, I'm gonna be putting my graphic novels, which I don't have that many. I only have the Heartstopper series. I am gonna put Nick and Charlie with it, even though it's not a graphic novel, because it just looks better together and I love them, so I want to keep them together. And then I have Demon in the Woods. Let's do romance. So I'm gonna kind of like sort them into what I'm keeping, what I am thinking about, and what I'm gonna get rid of. We have Magnolia Parks. I am keeping this one. Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. I am going to think about that one. 7 Days in June. I will be keeping that one. For We're Strangers, keeping. Maybe in Another Life, keeping. Culty, keeping. Things We Never Got Over, I'm keeping. Funny You Should Ask, love it, keeping. The Fine Print, I'm keeping. All Roads Lead Here. The Kiss Quotient, Helen Huang series, I am keeping. The Stationery Shop, I love this one, and it's one of my favorite books that I own. Keeping. Archer's Voice, of course, I am keeping, and I am also keeping all of Abby Jimenez. I do have to buy the third one in this series. XOXO, I am getting rid of. The Proposal, I'm getting rid of. Red, White, and Royal Blue, I am getting rid of. Good Luck Charm, getting rid of. The Perfect Date. Okay, so the first word I saw was Puerto Rican, so this is a maybe. Soulmate Equation, maybe. I'm gonna keep this one in the maybes. Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, I am getting rid of that one. Second First Impressions and 99% Mine, these I'm getting rid of. Don't You Forget About Me, this one I'm gonna keep. One True Loves, I am keeping. Son of Achilles, getting rid of. You Had Me at Hola, I am only keeping it because they're Puerto Rican and I'm Puerto Rican. But honestly, that was a 4-star for me. The Right Swipe, I have not read this one. This is a maybe. Faker, getting rid of. People We Meet on Vacation, getting rid of. Love on the Brain, getting rid of. The Wedding Date and The Royal Holiday, I think I'm gonna get rid of. I feel like I've had them long enough to where like if I really wanted to read them, I would have read them, you know? Tell Me Lies, I'm gonna get rid of. I actually read that one and I hated it. We Met in December. I tried to read this, so I said that I was gonna read it this December, and this is like the 3rd December that I say that, and I feel like I still haven't, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. My favorite Half Night Stand, this one is definitely getting rid of. I have the Intercepted series. I actually really like the second one, and then the first one, and then these two I did not love, so I will be getting rid of this whole series. I'm putting these on Pango Books, so I will link that down below if you guys want to see them. I think these are some of my favorites from Colleen Hoover. Like I think I'm gonna get rid of It Ends With Us. This one I'm getting rid of. What other Colleen Hoover do I have? Oh, I have Verity. I'm keeping Verity. The American Roommate Experiment and Spanish Love Deception, obviously I am keeping. Love and Other Words, this one I'm keeping. I'm keeping this one. I'm keeping The Unhoneymooners, and I'm keeping The Hating Game, which is the only one that I liked from Sally Thorne. This is the book that got me back into reading again. I do have One Day in December. I know people don't like this book, but I did like it, so I'm gonna keep it. And then I still have these two. I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of them. I think I'm gonna keep this one, but this one, I'm gonna put it on Pango. If somebody buys it, then I'll sell it. But if not, I'm keeping it because it's not that bad. I'm not a Colleen Hoover hater. I don't love her. I don't think she's all that. I feel like there's definitely better authors out there. But I cannot deny that her books are entertaining, you know? Okay, so let's go through my poetry. This one, Flowers on the Moon, I'm getting rid of. I have More Souls Than One. I've had it forever and I still haven't read it. How to Love the World, I haven't read that either. Homebody is my favorite poetry book of all time. Then I have The Sun Will Rise and So Will We. This one I'm gonna keep, but I did not love it. Maybe like if my poetry collection gets bigger than this, then I will get rid of it. But for now, I want to have some poetry books in my shelf. And yeah, these are the ones that I'm keeping. Okay, so I have 2 piles for fiction. I have The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. This is too YA for me now, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Then I have The Hawthorne Legacy, and I have The Inheritance Games. I want to get rid of both of them, but this one is annotated, and I wrote "oh shit" in it, so it's too late. Like it's a curse word, so obviously I cannot sell it like that. I mean, I can, but I won't, so I will keep it. And actually this was my favorite one from the whole series, so I don't mind keeping this one. Then I have Me After You, which is the sequel to Me Before You, and then Still Me, which is the 3rd book in the series. I watched the movie and then I read the 2 books, and I loved it, but they were not 5 stars for me, so I'm gonna get rid of them. I have Beartown. I have not read this one, so obviously I am keeping it. I am keeping Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine. I feel like I want to reread this, but at the same time I know I won't. So this is one of those books that I'm gonna put on Pango, and then if somebody buys it, then I'll get rid of it, but if not, I don't mind having it in my collection. Then I have Permanent Record. This one I read and I did not love it, so I am going to try to sell it. It's really pretty. I like it. I love the aesthetics of the book, but I don't love the book, so. Then I have Taylor Jenkins Reid. Obviously, I am keeping all of hers because she's my current favorite author. Then I have Fat Chance, Charlie Vega. This is also one of those like books that I feel like it's gonna be too YA for me, but I explain why I want to read it in my 2023 TBR video. I will link it up here in the cards if you guys want to watch that, so I'm keeping that one. Such a Fun Age. This one I wouldn't keep, but I annotated it, and I did write a lot of crap in it, like a lot of shit talk, you know what I mean? So I cannot sell it after doing that, so I am keeping it. And it's actually like a really good book in the sense that it gives you like a different perspective, especially if you're like white. Then I have The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Of course I'm keeping it. I'm keeping Malibu Rising, and I'm keeping Carrie Soto Is Back. Then I have A Little Life. I am definitely reading this one, so I'm keeping it. In 5 Years, I also want to read this one. Sirs, I want to read this one. This is actually the same author as The Song of Achilles, and I read online that if you didn't like The Song of Achilles, to kind of like try to go for this one because this one is better, and I'm gonna give it a try. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This one actually doesn't have very good reviews, but I do want to read it. I have Violeta by Isabel Allende. This one is actually in Spanish, and I'm trying to read more Spanish books this year, so I'm gonna be reading this one for sure. Then I have The Midnight Library. I'm definitely keeping that one. I am keeping all of Sally Rooney. I want to sell Normal People. I'm gonna get rid of this one, so I'm gonna get rid of Normal People. I'm keeping Conversation with Friends, and I am reading this year. 3 I'm keeping. I have Mary Jane. Love this one. My Dark Vanessa, and then Yolk. I have The Sun Is Also a Star. I'm getting rid of this one, and then I have Everything. I actually want to read this one. I know it's old, but I've always wanted to kind of like watch the movie, but I've never watched it because I have the book, and I feel like I should read the book before I watch the movie. So hopefully I can do that this year and declutter it if I don't read it. Alright, so now we're gonna fantasy. First I have the Hollow Vows series. I think I'm gonna try to sell this one with this one. I did not love it. Then I have these 2. Obviously I'm not getting rid of them because they're my favorite series of all time. Of course, these are gonna be actually like displayed like front and center in my bookshelf, so these are staying with me until I die. Then I have the Focal Bear series. I am missing The Wicked King, so I have to leave space for that one, but I am definitely keeping this. Then I have The Night Circus. I actually should have added this to my TBR this month because this is romantic, so, and I've always wanted to read it. Then I have Cemetery Boys. I will be keeping this one. Okay, then I have Hannah Witton's For the Throne. So this book I bought mainly for the book. Like, I love the texture of it. I love the deckled edges. I feel like it has a lot of like character. I didn't realize that it was book 2 in a series, so now I have to read the first one, but then when I looked for the first one, it didn't have the best reviews, so now I don't know if I want to read it or not. I'm gonna keep it, but if I don't read it this year, then I will get rid of it. Alright, then I have Sorcery of Thorns. This one I want to read, so I am gonna keep. I have A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I am missing the second book. So it's a green one that goes here in between these two. I am keeping these. Then I have Babel. I will be keeping this one. I annotated it anyway, so I can't get rid of it. And then I have the Wicked Fox series. I love this book, but I don't know if I care enough to like read this one. So I think I'm gonna get rid of it. Pile is mainly Akotars, so I'm just gonna keep it. I might put the first one in Pango just because the rest of my series is like the new cover and I want it obviously to match, and I know that people are looking for this version of it, like this edition, so I might put this one in my Pango. And then I have Sarah J Maas, House of Earth and Blood. I was gonna read this one in January, which is why I put a bookmark in it. This literally always happens to every single one of my bookmarks. This is some bullshit. Anyways, I was gonna read this one in January, but I didn't, so I'm still gonna read it. Then I have Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I love the cover so much, which is why I still have it. I feel like I want to love it just because of the cover, but I just don't think that this book is gonna be for me. I have a feeling that I'm not gonna like it. So I think I'm gonna try to sell it. Then the last fantasy is Girls of Paper and Fire. I think I gave it like 4 stars, so I'm gonna sell that one. All right, now we have thrillers and mystery and then nonfiction, and then we should be good. Final Girl Support Group by Gator Henricks. I have this one. I have the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by him as well, and I have, of course, it's like the one at the bottom of the pile, My Best Friend's Exorcism by him. I am keeping all of it. I really like his books. I have 2 Lucy Foley's. I have the Paris Apartment and I have the Guest List. I'm keeping both of hers. I am keeping Mad Honey because I haven't read it and it's definitely at the top of my TBR. I have Big Little Lies. I think I bought this when I was pregnant, when I went to Puerto Rico in 2015, and I still haven't read it, so I'm selling it. And then I'm also selling this one. This is The Perfect Nanny. This one was in my 2023 TBR, but then I looked at the reviews and it's the lowest rated book that I own. So then I have Verity by Colleen Hoover. This is one of the few ones that I'm gonna keep from her. Should I put it with the rest of hers? No, I'm gonna keep it with the thrillers. We Were Liars. This is one of those books that I'm gonna put on Pango, but I'm gonna keep. Like, if somebody buys it, they can take it, but if not, then I have The Push, one of my top 3 books of 2022. More Than You'll Ever Know. I love this book. It also has deckled edges. I am keeping that one. I'm getting rid of Mexican Gothic. I am keeping The Maid. I am getting rid of The Last Thing He Told Me. I am gonna keep My Lovely Wife. I am getting rid of You're a Badass. I'm getting rid of Badass Habits. I am keeping The Power of Breath because I haven't read it yet, but once I read it, I decide whether I want to keep it or not. But I feel like this is gonna be one of those books that I go back to and reference all the time, especially because I'm trying to get into yoga, and yeah. Then I have Anatomic Habits by James Clear. I did not finish this book. I feel like most of the habit tips I get from YouTube come from this book, so I feel like I already know what it's gonna tell me, but I did already annotated it, so I can't sell it. So yeah, I'm probably gonna keep this one just because it's ruined and I can't sell it. Then I have the Spirit Almanac. This one I'm gonna keep because I reference it all the time. And then last but not least, I have The Housewives. I don't think I ever want to read it, so I'm just gonna put it on Pango and sell it. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this one. And then the Right Swipe, I think I'm gonna get rid of this one too. I'm gonna keep this one just because it's a Puerto Rican main character, and obviously I am Puerto Rican as well. I want to read that. This one I'm gonna put on Pango, but if it doesn't sell, I don't mind keeping it, and I am gonna try to read it. All right, so this is the pile that I'm getting rid of, and then this is everything I am keeping. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do like a favorites shelf right here because this is the main shelf that comes out in my videos, and kind of like go from there. I still don't know. I think I'm gonna put Taylor Jenkins Reid right here because she's my favorite author. I feel like she belongs here. And then I'm also gonna put Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. I'm gonna put Conversation with Friends, My Dark Vanessa, and also The Push up here because those are my favorite books. And then I think I'm gonna keep Yolk here. I didn't think about the fact that this shelf is bigger than this one, so this is not gonna fit. Okay, we'll see what we do about the cauldron later. Okay, have favorite fantasy and then some thrillers that I liked. I think I'm gonna move this one here and try to fit this one in there while I get the Wicked King, because I feel like once I get the Wicked King, I'm gonna run out of space here. So, all right, I think I'm gonna put Harry Potter over here again. All right, then I'm doing Demon in the Wood, and then I'm doing Heartstopper and Nick and Charlie. Okay, so I'm adding some fiction to this area right here, and then my poetry. Okay, so I'm gonna do the books that I'm getting rid of or trying to sell on this one. I think I'm gonna go with color organization because I don't know what else to do, so.